right. So hi, Liz.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
How's teaching going?
Good, really good. Doing lots of, or attempting to do gradual release model. Seems to be going well. I'm getting better results, so.
Good.
Yeah.
You mentioned about your book dilemma with the Post-it notes.
Yes.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, with my Post-it notes, I was gonna have them just put them in their book, but I have them leave their books at home. So I'm gonna have them, when I have them annotating, have it do it in their notebook, and then that way they can line it back up with the textbook at class, and they'll just have kind of a reading section of their notebook.
So they have a textbook for home and a textbook for here?
Yeah, I have a class set
Nice.
here, and then I just want the kids to leave the books at home.
Yep.
That way it's less wear and tear. And then when if I ever do annotation strategies, I gave each of them their own copy to keep in their folder. And then they can do those in the notebook and then just bring them back to class and we can talk about it. I try to do as much as I can in class,
Yep.
but I also want them to do, maybe 4 paragraphs from the text at home using annotation strategies and trying that, so.
So have you introduced that to them yet?
Yes.
And
Mhm.
everybody seems okay with it?
It didn't, actually, I only introduced it to 2 hours, it just
Okay.
wasn't gonna work with the later classes, so I'm going to redo it so I can do it in class.
Okay,
So,
good.
instead of just
Awesome.
assigning it for homework,
Nice.
but,
Good. Well, as you know, I'm gonna be coming around to do more of a formal
Mhm.
evaluation. And so is there any particular thing that you would like me to pay attention to when I come in to watch?
yes, I would like to look at lines of questioning, because yesterday I had students will explain the nature-nurture issue, and today I wanted them to analyze it. So I wanna make sure that I'm actually doing those things,
Okay.
that I'm helping them scaffold, and I think I did. I had them start with, just trying to get the understanding of nature and nurture on Tuesday, into Wednesday. Actually now, maybe it was just yesterday. Anyway, so it was Tuesday into no, it was just yesterday. So Wednesday, we were just trying to explain the nature-nurture issue, just what it is, and I had them identify what's nature, what's nurture, and just try to do some vocabulary building. And then for their homework last night, they had to read 2 paragraphs from the text and complete a chart on their presentation and come up with their own personal example of nature-nurture. And then they also I gave them 3 questions, just to kind of, their opinion questions, such as, do you think that grammar is innate, or is it cultural, is it based on experience? Do you think gender differences are biological, or do you think that they're socially constructed? So that's what we discussed today, and which I think is more of the analyzing of the nature-nurture
Right.
issue, which will lead into their own summary. I'll have to look at that. I want them to write, we're gonna read an epigenetics article, which is the biological evidence for the nature-nurture. So just wanna make sure I'm getting those questions right, and then I'm helping scaffolding like I need to,
Right.
so.
So I know we talked about me coming in tomorrow,
Mhm.
7th period.
Yes.
Does that still work?
Yes.
So what will you be reading the article tomorrow? What will you be doing?
I think I am going to have to read the article tomorrow,
Okay.
because the, first hour I had a couple minutes left. Second hour I had, fourth hour, I had 3 minutes. So I didn't feel like that was really doing it justice, and the conversations were so great.
Oh,
With
good.
the, because we got up, when we did it, I have the different things on the board, so if they thought it was strongly nurture, nature, strongly nature, and they had to go stand there and, identify a facilitator, and I, explained what a group collaboration should look like, because other times they're just talking in like groups of 4. So I went over that, and it was just going so awesome that I just kind of let it keep going. So I think tomorrow I'll start with the article. In first hour I got through where I just read the first paragraph and I did some modeling of my reading. So, because last year I really saw a weakness with the kids, with the article identifying the main idea. And the task is for them to identify the main idea and then support it with evidence from the article. And so what I did is I just modeled my thought process as I went through. Like I read the title, and then I looked at the date and asked, why do we have to look at the date? I read through and had them have their pencil out so they could star things that they think may potentially be something that's close to a main idea. And then identified a huge area. There's one that says the definition of epigenetics, but that's not the main idea of the article.
Right.
So I went over that with them and just, helped give them clues so that they could be more successful the first time, instead of letting them flustered, just
Right.
correcting those beforehand. So I'm hoping that improves how they turn it in, so.
I like your use of some of those strategies you learned at like Fisher and
Yes,
just
yeah.
the gradual release.
Mhm.
Even when I came in the other day, and I mentioned to this to you before, how I think it's great the movement that you have
Mhm.
kids do, because even though it's only 45 minutes, it's
Mhm.
so important for kids
Yeah.
to move and have
Mhm.
that, so. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to come in
Yes.
tomorrow. I'm just looking through, some things. So we'll focus on your performance standard 3, which is instructional
Mhm.
delivery, specifically about checking for understanding with
Mhm.
multiple levels of questioning. So that's what I'll really focus on.
Mhm.
And if it's okay with you, I'm going to use this teacher questions in Bloom's taxonomy chart. So basically, I'll just
Okay.
record the types of questions that you use at various points throughout
Okay.
the time.
Okay.
So then we do need to set up a follow-up
Sure.
observation time. Second period is your
Mhm.
planning period. So should
Mhm.
we shoot for Monday? Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
your time.
Yeah.